Hello, my name is Adam Malawell, and I'm an MLIS candidate at Dominican University. Today, I will be delivering an Ignite-style presentation on school library scheduling best practices. You ready? Let's do it. Fixed versus flexible scheduling for school libraries has long been controversial. Fixed scheduling is what it sounds like, a non-negotiable schedule of library visits set by school administration. Lessons come from a scope and sequence library curriculum of what students need to know about the library. So, what is a flexible school library schedule? It means that students working on projects can come to the library at any time, even if the class isn't scheduled. Flex schedules require librarians to routinely plan with teachers and schedule classes for library and research skills. This promotes integration of library skills into classroom activities. The school library community has been divided on this topic, and both scheduling practices have pros and cons. However, modern school library use has highlighted needed information literacy skills, and school librarians should be accessible at the point of need for students. To speak to the pros I mentioned earlier, a fixed schedule provides equity. Classes receive a media lesson on the same schedule with the lessons designed by the librarian, and flex scheduling provides time for student-driven inquiry lessons and projects. Additionally, there is much more time for library administrative tasks. To speak to the cons I mentioned earlier, a fixed schedule that provides teacher plan time limits collaboration and co-teaching opportunities between the school librarian and teacher, and scheduling classes in the school library on a flexible schedule limits the decision-making power of the school librarian. American Association of School Librarians recommends schools implement a scheduling practice called responsive scheduling. This is best defined in the AASL's 2019 document Position Statement on School Library Scheduling, a crucial document that can be used to advocate for responsive scheduling practices. To quote the document, the school library schedule should allow flexible, open, unrestricted, and equitable access on an as-needed basis. Furthermore, this will facilitate the utilization of technology with instruction from the school librarian and the content educator. Responsive scheduling is the pathway forward. And in order for responsive scheduling to be successful and effective, the entire school community needs to be involved. However, there are three key voices in implementing a responsive or flexible school library schedule: building administrators, classroom teachers, and the librarian. And to bring some more attention to the elephant in the room, how on earth are school librarians going to make the case for responsive scheduling when it requires teachers to give up valuable plan time? Additionally, how can school librarians advocate flexible scheduling to building administration? A great first strategy is to communicate the information listed in the AASL's position statement on school library scheduling to building stakeholders. As fixed schedule teachers work with school librarians, librarians should convey and demonstrate the benefits of having a flexible library schedule. Teachers can be really strong allies. Also, prepare and memorize an elevator speech. Remember that an elevator speech is short and to the point. It also is a way to share professional expertise and credibility to people you may not know and whose vote probably really counts towards your goal. This will be effective for district level administration. Remember, the school librarian is the information professional in the building, and the school depends on their expertise for effective information literacy skills. This truth really needs to be leveraged amongst building staff and demonstrated through collaborative work initiatives. Also, school librarians should have a working outline as to how a responsive schedule or even a more flexible schedule would look like in their building. This brings into the conversation of a hybrid scheduling practice that involves aspects of both fixed and flexible schedules. Remember that a library should function to best meet the needs of the community it serves. In the case of school libraries, scheduling is unique and organic to their learning communities, and access to the library's resources at the point of need will be transformative for students. A hybrid scheduling format may be a great stepping stone for hesitant classroom teachers and doubtful administration. For example, an initial free library time may be required to demonstrate and collect data required to convince key stakeholders. Speaking of these key stakeholders, I mentioned earlier, school principals, really their role in implementing responsive and flexible library scheduling is supporter and partner. They're really key to implement concrete change within the school, and they can really help alleviate lost plan time for teachers. Teachers, on the other hand, they should really feel like flexible scheduling in the library creates an extension of their classroom. This creates value for classroom teachers and creates a culture where there is always someone to help their students and, their curriculum. Finally, responsive scheduling will allow the school librarian to express their value to the staff through planning sessions, integrated units, research projects, spontaneous information searching, increased student reading, and small group and even individual activity. In sum, responsive library scheduling will provide deeper learning opportunities for students and a more collaborative work environment amongst administration, teachers, and the library. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed my Ignite presentation on scheduling.